What's up guys, Bua Davis here. Today we are doing something special. We will be doing full game from the scratch and it will be Flappy Bird. Now you might remember how popular this game was back in 2020 and I want to showcase that no matter on which level you are right now, you are beginner or more advanced level, you can always create something special. And it's not always about AAA games, so take it as a motivation and let's create this game. Also, I don't want you to just sit and copy lines of code. I want you to actually understand what and why you are doing. That's why I will explain everything as simple as possible. So if you like this content and want to see more, please like and subscribe. Now, without further ado, let's get started. Now, I already have prepared some assets for us not to lose your time, and also I have this bird pack from the asset store. It's free pack, this one, to the cartoon birds pack. You can download this one or use any other one. It doesn't matter because the process will be same. I just like this pack because it already comes with animations and birds look really fine. So if you are using the same as me, just go in prefix. I will use this bird one, this red one, drag it into our scene. It looks pretty big right now, so I will just take and scale it down to 0.3 and 0.3. Z doesn't matter, and now it looks fine. Now let's grab our animation. So go in animation folder, bird one, and you see these controllers. We need bird one, red animator controller. Just drag this controller into our bird. And now our bird has this animator, and if you go in animator panel, you see that it already has this animation. And the animation I will show you, it's wing animation basically, like this, so it looks fine. Also, I changed my screen resolution of this game to fit mobile devices more. You can change it by clicking here on this resolution panel, add, and if you want to use same, just type here width and height and you are good to go. Or you can use any other panel like 16 to 9, 16 to 10, and all of them. Okay, our bird is ready now. Only thing that is lacking is to add component here, and it needs collider first of all. So I will use circle collider. This collider is pretty big right now, so just resize it. We can click on this edit collider and resize it to fit more. You don't have to be super precise, just try your best to fit your character, fit your bird. And also we need rigid body to have more control and to have gravity, and just freeze rotation on the rigid body on the Z axis, because otherwise our bird will have weird rotation. Okay, now we are ready to go and code some line. First of all, how this game will work. Our bird will be able to move up and down. So up and down movement, as you know, it's a movement on the Y axis, and we don't want to change X or Z axis for this game. So it's pretty easy to do. Just go and create new script, C# script in your project window. Create new C# script and call it player with a capital P. I already have this empty script for us, player. Just drag this script into our bird. Now our bird has this script, and let's open this player script. We need, first of all, our rigid body. So in the top, let's say rigid body 2D, and let's name it RB. And I will need one more variable. It will be public float, and I will call it fly force. This is for our force on the y-axis. In the start, as usual, let's get reference from our rigid body. So RB equals get component, and the component name that we want is rigid body 2D. That's it. Now we have our reference to rigid body. Now in the update, we will say that if we are pressing some key to do something, right? So if input dot, and I will use any key for now. You can use other way, like you can assign to some other buttons like space, or you can say that input get key down and key code and type there any key you want, but you can also use this method and you can change it in the future. But for now, any key will work fine for me. So if we are pressing any key, we want our velocity, so rigid body's velocity, to change. So to change, we need new vector 2, which takes two values, x and y. As I mentioned, we are not going to change x for this game, so let's leave it as a 0. And for the y, we will say fly force. That's all we need for our player for now. Let's save this script, so Control S, and let's go back in Unity and see how our bird moves, and if he moves at all. Well, I hope he does. So let's start playing, and don't forget to assign this script to your player. And when we touch key, now he is not flying because I forgot to assign speed in our player. Speed is fly force. In our case, I will say as a 7, and I will also change gravity scale in rigid body and set it to 3, because I noticed before when I was playtesting that it works fine for my player and for me. You can obviously use any other values that you want, and as you can see, our player is now flying. Basically, he moves up and down. That's it. Okay, great. The second step that we need is our pipes. Now I got this pipe from internet. Not gonna lie, this pipe looks terrible. So I suggest and recommend you to just try to find a better one. But I will use this pipe. I will duplicate this pipe, move it on the up, and change its rotation on the z-axis to 180. Let's drag and little bit. Let's see. Yeah, our pipes look fine right now. Let's select both of our pipes and add box collider to them. So box collider 2D for both of them. Oh, they need to resize. No problem. We will resize. Select one pipe, edit collider, and resize to fit our pipe. Great. And the second one as well. Same process. Resize to fit our pipe. Great. Our pipes are ready right now. So let's create new game object, call it pipes, and let's first of all drag it in the middle of our pipes. You do same because it's very important. And let's drag both of our pipes into our empty game object pipes. It's just better practice because we will have script on our pipes, and it will be better to have a prefab of our pipes and respawn them in the later stages. So our pipes are ready, and only thing that we need, our pipes to move left. In order them to move left, we need script. So create new C# script and call it move left, and just assign this move left to our pipes game object. Pipes empty game object, and it has move left script right now. And let's open move left script. To move left, we just need one simple variable. So public float, and let's name it just speed. And first of all, in the update, we can say that transform.position, we can take it position and add new position. So new vector 3 dot left, because we want movement on the left side, times speed times time dot delta time. Basically what we are doing, we are taking our position and make it move on the left with some speed in the time frame. It's that simple to move left. We just need to set some speed in the inspector. So just click save to script. You can click Ctrl S or Command S if you are on the Mac. Let's go back in Unity and let's set some speed. Compile, and in the pipes where our move left is, you can see the speed, and I will set it to 2. And let's test if our pipes are actually moving on the left. And yes, indeed our pipes are moving with a speed of 2. You can also change the speed to 3 or 1 and whatever you want. Just play test with them and change it. Right now, only thing that we need to spawn our pipes, because we are not going to create unlimited pipes in the scene. It will be bad for our performance. We just need to have no pipes at all in our scene, and we can spawn our pipes and delete them when we want. This will be good for our game and for our performance. And for it we need these pipes to go in the project window. It will create prefab and we can delete actually our pipes from the scene. But first, let's create new game object, create empty game object, and let's name it pipe manager. And let's create new script, new C# script called spawner. I already have this empty spawner script. Just drag this script to pipe manager. Okay. Now you can delete this pipe from your scene. We don't need it anymore. And let's work on our spawner script. So click on the spawner, and now this spawner script might look a little bit confusing, but it's not really hard. Just look carefully. We will need few variables. So public float. First of all, I will say max speed, for example. Now, what is this max speed? Max speed will be our time to wait before the new pipe is spawned. We also need private float timer to count our time. We also need public game object pipe to reference our prefab of the pipes. And I will say one more float, public float height, and I will explain this height very soon. But first of all, in the start, when we start our game, we want to instantiate our pipe. So to say easily, we want our pipe to appear in our scene, because right now, if you look, our scene has no pipes at all. And we will do it everything by script. So we can create new game object and call it new pipe, because we want to store some data in order us to be able to spawn new pipes over and over again. So this new pipe will be equal instantiate, and we want to instantiate pipe, this pipe game object. So when we start game, the pipes will be seen, first two pipes, but we also need its position. So new pipe, we can say new pipe dot transform dot position to be equal to transform dot position. So we are taking our position and making new vector 3, change it a little bit. This vector 3 takes 3 values, so 0 for the x, and for the y I will do random.range. Now what is this random.range? This is a way, random.range, this is a way to generate random numbers. It takes 2 values actually, minimum and maximum, and I can say here -8 and 8. This 8 I will assign to the inspector in Unity, but if you want to be precise, you can drag this pipe in your scene and you can move them around, and you see that y is changing while moving, and you can remember these values. For example, here it's 2.77 and here it's -3, and type in our, instead of this 8 you can type -3 and 2.77 or whatever numbers you have. This will be a more precise way, but I will just assign to some number in my inspector and move it according to that. Because the main challenge of Flappy Bird is that our pipes will spawn in the different heights. If all the pipes will be on the same height, it will be boring. Main challenge is to spawn on the different height. That's why we are doing this random.range and this -8 and 8. I hope you understand it, because it's not that hard. But this is for start. For update, which runs every frame, we need to do same, but only when our timer is greater than max speed. So when our time counter will be greater than the time that needs the pipe to spawn, we need to do same that we done in start. It's to spawn our pipes over and over again, so you can just copy those 2 lines of code here. Okay, and after it we want our timer to become 0, and also we should destroy our pipes, because other way it will be problem for our performance. So destroy, what we want to destroy, we want to destroy new pipe, and we can say time as well here. I will assign here 5, so it will be destroyed after some time. And after all of this, I want to reset my timer, so I can say timer is plus equals time dot delta time. This way our timer will be reset. You can save this script. I hope you understand everything that we done here. It's not really hard as well. We can say private flow timer to be equal to 0 here, because it's private value. We can change it from the inspector. You can save this script. If you have any questions, as always, you can ask me in the comments down below. But first of all, let's have a look to our pipes manager. It needs this pipe prefab, so let's drag our prefab here. And for the max speed, max time or max speed, I will say 3. And for the height, I will say 1.5. Let's have a look how it looks. Let's start playing. Okay. Okay, great. Our spawns are respawning, and it seems they respawn in different locations, in different heights, which is great. Now, height differential always will be in the range of 1.5 and minus 1.5. As you see, we assign this random range to -8 and 8. Okay, it looks fine. It's actually fun. And now And the next step will be to actually kill our player and have some canvas and replay button and all of those. So let's create UI image. First of all, we will need two images. So just copy this first image and let's see where it is placed. We need it to be placed in the middle, I think. It does not really matter for now. I don't want to spend a lot of time designing, but I will show you how you can do it. So we have two images. On the first image, you see the source image, which is none right now, but I downloaded this from the internet. You can also do same. And as you can see now, we have picture of game over. And let's have a look how it looks in the game. So this canvas will pop up when we die, basically. This first one will be for game over and the second image will be for our replay button. I don't have replay button, but I will use this play button. So click on the image and the source image, drag your picture image. Okay, this looks fine. I will just make it a little bigger. Let's see how it looks. Okay, it looks fine for me. You can do and design it better than me, I'm sure. But this is how you can create canvas. But it's just empty canvas and we need script. But first of all, let's create new game object and will be our game manager. Let's create new C# script and call it manager. And let's assign this manager to our game manager object, of course. And let's open our manager. This manager will be for our canvas. That's why we need to reference it. We need public game object and let's call it game over canvas. Okay. In our update, actually we don't need any update right here. We will say a new method. We will set new method, public void game over. Let's call it game over, and in our game over, we want our game over canvas to be active. So we say game over canvas set active to true. And we also need to freeze our screen. Time.timescale equals to 0. This will freeze our screen. So basically what we are doing, we are when we die, our canvas will pop up. And that's why we are setting it active. And we are freezing our time. But when we start playing, we don't want our screen to be freezed. So we can say in the start that time.timescale to be equal 1. This way our game won't be freezed when we start. And one more thing that we need for our replay button, we want to say public void replay. And when we touch our replay button, something should happen, and we can say that first of all we need to use Unity Engine.scene management at the top. As you see, just type using Unity Engine.scene management because we are going to work with scenes, otherwise the script won't work. And you can say scene manager load scene and 0. Now what it means, this 0 is index. Every scene in our game has index. If you go in file and build settings, you see that our Flappy, which is our scene name, has index of 0. If you don't see any scene, like if your build settings are empty, just click on the add open scenes and it will add current scene. And index is 0, that's why we are passing index 0 here. So basically when we click on the replay button, our current scene will reload and we will restart our game. So let's click Save, Control S or Command S as usual, and go back in Unity. Now, first of all, we need to reference. Let's change names to images because we might get confused. So this will be replay image. And we don't want to change this name because game over is game over. And in replay image, I want to teach you how you can make image clickable and how you can make button from image, we can say. So you can add component right here. You can search for the button. And the button is ready right here. Now, what we can do, you can see this on click. This is for our events. We can say click on this plus sign and this window will pop up. It is none right now. Object is empty. We can drag this game manager here. And now we can select replay. That's how you are making your buttons working. So we have this replay function right here in the manager script, which restarts our level right now. And on the replay image, we added a button, and you can add this empty game object, which is game manager, and search here for the replay. It's very simple. Our replay button now should work. Only thing that is left is to actually die and actually being able to die. Now let's hide this canvas because we don't want this canvas to be seen when we start playing. And let's do one more thing because our player needs ground in order to die. So let's create ground for it. I will use simple 2D sprite square. If you have platform, you can use it, of course. Let's resize. I will change color to red. Yeah, it looks fine. For game, we can make it a little bigger. Okay, it looks fine. This square will be, we will need tag for our square to be able to die. So let's click on the add tag. And on the plus, we can say kill zone, for example. Click on the square and assign this kill zone tag to your ground. Now, the only thing that is left to actually kill our player, which we will do in our player script. And it's very simple. We already used a lot of time this method if you have seen my videos, but if you have not, no problem. We need reference to our game manager script, which is called manager. And we can get reference by saying public manager. And let's call it manager with the lowercase. Okay, we have reference to our manager script. And it means that our manager is available right now for us. Now we will need on trigger enter 2D, of course, and we can say that if our player, so if collision dot tag, so if our player collides with the game object with the tag of kill zone, you should type here the tag name which you assign to your ground. In my case, it was kill zone. So when we collide with game object with the tag of kill zone, we want our manager, right? Our manager dot game over to be active. So we can say like this. That's why we needed reference to our manager, because it has this game over function, which will allow our canvas to become active and freeze our screen. And basically when we collide with our ground, exactly that will happen and we will die. So let's save this script. And first of all, in Game Manager, we need reference to game over canvas. So let's drag our canvas here. And let's see if everything is ready. In the player script, we need reference to our game manager. So let's drag our game manager here. I always forget to drag something and assign something. So that's why I'm checking. I think everything is set right now. And let's press playing and see. Our player is jumping, going through these pipes, and when we... Oh, I know what happens. We forgot to add collider, actually, to square. My mistake. I'm sorry. Just add box collider to your square and tick is trigger. Otherwise, we won't be able to trigger all of these functions that we just created. And now when we collide with this ground, you see this game over pop up. And when we click on this button, our level restarts. Amazing. That's exactly what we wanted to do. But you know what is lacking in our game right now? Of course, it's score. We need scoring system, and that's exactly what we will do right now. Now, to make score, we need another canvas. So click on the UI and let's create some text. And new canvas will automatically be created. Let's click F to zoom for our texts. Our text needs to come on the upside, on the top of our screen, I think. And let's have it here. Make it bigger. And in text, we can say 0. I will center our 0, and font size, I will change it to 150, and I will change color to red as well. Okay, let's make it a little bigger and drag it here. Let's see. Yeah, now our score is ready. You can also change font size because this Arial looks terrible as usual. I don't have any fonts, but if you have, just drag your font here instead of Arial. I will make a font style to bold to look a little bit better. And now our score is in our scene, which is great. But we need to go and code some lines to actually be able to change this score. So create new C# script and call it score. Let's open the score script. First of all, in the top, we need to say using Unity Engine.ui because we are working with UI elements. So type using Unity Engine.ui. One thing that we need here is public static because I want to be able to change this score element from other script. So let's say it's 0, and in the void start our score will be 0 because when we start game we want our score to be 0. And on the update, we can get reference to our texts easily by get component. What component we want, text.text, and it will be equal to score. But if we say it like this, it won't work because our score will be just a string, and we want it to be integer, and we can transform it to integer very easily. Score.toString. Now, what we have done, we get reference from our text and assign it to our score. This way, we are ready to go and change our score. When we do when we go by through these pipes. But first of all, let's save the script. We need to assign the script to our text. So let's do it. Assign your score to your text. Great. And now, one more thing that is lacking. In order to actually score, we need our pipes here in our scene. And I will explain what we are doing right now. When we pass through these two pipes, that's when we score, right? But we need some collider to tell us that yes, you actually gone through of our pipes. Otherwise, game won't know that we done it. That's why on the pipes we'll create new game object. So let's create empty and let's add box collider to this empty game object. Let's edit this collider, make it little bit bigger to fit between our pipes, and tick is trigger. Otherwise, our method won't work at all. And we need new script. It will be add score script. Just create new add score script and open it up. Now, in the add score, what we want to do? It's very simple. We just need one on trigger enter method. So let's delete start and update and say on trigger enter 2D. Click and it will be auto compiled. And we can say here that score dot score. Now what it means, score dot score. Score means our score script, and other one is element score, which is main element to be add. We can say score dot score plus plus, and it will add for us automatically when we pass through this empty game object with a collider. So basically when we pass through between our two pipes, our score will change and it will add 1. Okay. Now only thing, don't forget to click on the pipes, click on the overrides and apply all, because we are working with pipes prefab and otherwise changes won't be saved. Now everything is ready. We can delete this pipe again and we can press play and see actually if our score is ready to go. We have 0 as a score, and when we go through, our score is not changing for some strange reason. Let's go and see why. Let's go take a look to pipes again. We have this game object. Oh, we forgot to assign our script to empty game object. So let's assign this add score to our empty game object of pipes. And let's do same. Click on the pipes, click on the overrides, apply all to save. And now let's delete our pipes from the scene and let's press play. And now everything should work. Guys, just don't forget to assign things, scripts, and when we pass through our pipes, as you see, our player and our score is changing. Amazing. So our Flappy Bird is ready, guys. Good job if you completed it with me. And if you like this content and want to see more, don't forget to like this video, subscribe and ring the notification bell. Also, let me know in the comments down below if you like this content where we created full games, so longer videos, or if you prefer short ones where I will explain some little features of Unity. And if you have any questions, as usual, feel free to ask me in the comments down below. And thanks for watching and see you soon. Bye.